Um,
Hey, Uncle Brooke.
what is my favorite memory with you? So many. Where do I even begin? But what comes to mind first is when you became a father of each of our 4 kids, and when you were in the hospital and you had so much equipment to use that it was very complex and very complicated for you to monitor all of the machines. That was some of the best moments of my life. You made me laugh, and I love you for that. I love laying in bed and laughing with you hysterically about things that come up for the day. You make me laugh more than anybody, and I just love that about you.
My favorite memories of Brooke, there's too many to name. The day he was born, the day he was saved, the day he made an eagle, just many days. Like the song that I hate says, precious memories, how they flood my soul. That's enough of that.
My favorite time with Brooke, when I think of all the fun times we've had through the years, one of them that really comes to mind, first of all, is all the times I would come up the escalator at the airport, and there he would be to greet me with a smile and a hug. And then that would be followed by a fun road trip that involved one-on-one conversations that were wonderful, and at a delicious lunch stop on our way to Augusta. That was always so special for me, special memory.
All of Brooke's young life, he always had me outside playing before I could finish the meal.
Memories that I remember the most of you is I walked in the gym. We had finished practice and we walked in. Y'all were practicing in the gym. We had just finished practicing, and you were a senior and I was a little 9th grader in junior high football. And Coach Coggins was raring you out. And I thought, what a jerk. Not you, the coach. And that always stood out in my mind. And then when we played Pee Wee football for the Cowboys.
I have a lot of great memories with Brooke. One of my memories is in 8th grade, and Brooke was a senior, and he was running for student council president, and I was in the gymnasium when he gave his speech. And I remember sitting there thinking, wow, he's a leader. We all knew Brooke had leadership ability and skills even when he was young, but to know that he had that command even at 17 years old and the ability to run for that office, I was impressed. I've always been impressed with his command and his way of, again, charming people and his personality.
My favorite memory with Dad. There's a lot, but if I had to pick one, it would probably be when me and Dad were going to Seattle to go see Bo, and we were all in the terminal, people all around and stuff, and I turn around and Dad's standing right behind me, and he has his neck pillow, his earphones, his glasses, his candy, his drink, and everything ready, and his book for the plane. And it was so funny because no one else was doing that. He was prepared though, and he was prepared to hunker down once he got in his seat. But that whole trip was special to me, and it was a great memory, and probably one of my favorites that I've had with Dad.
One of my favorite memories with Dad was after a football game. It was, I believe, Auburn versus Ohio State. He took me over to our neighbor's lawn to TP their front yard tree. That was a lot of fun. At the time, I thought something like that was illegal, so I was kind of afraid of being caught, but doing that with Dad was a whole lot of fun.
My favorite memory of you is the time we got to spend in Washington, D.C. For Bo's graduation. We just had a lot of time to sit and talk and catch up because it had been too long.
I think my best memory with Brooke was when I got to ask him if I could marry his daughter Savannah. That was probably the best memory I have with him. It's something I cherish pretty deeply, that's for sure.
I remember the time that he invited me to go with him and Mr. Andy to Mr. Marchetti's house. This was a huge and often visited memory that I have of traveling across Germany to this art dealer's house. I remember when we first arrived, we sat in his sitting room,
because Mr. Marchetti was working with another client, and Dad was just reminding me to pay attention to everything. And so we were just sitting there waiting for Mr. Marchetti to come help us look for some art. And all of a sudden he came into the room with his clients. He was like, lift your feet up. And he pulls out this painting from under the sofa, from under our feet, and unrolls this canvas into this beautiful painting. And I was kind of just shocked in that moment, just like, oh, it's everywhere. And, you know, Dad let me come, and I'm just a kid. And I think that was just like a huge, amazing memory. The whole day was.
One time, my phone, I had just gotten my phone and I didn't know how to use it, and I accidentally sent you my location, and you texted back and said you were sending a SWAT team to that location.
I got shaking copies on my 6-year-old! Get in there, son! Shut him down! Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I like to reenact World War II battles on my days off. So, anyway, happy birthday, Brooke. Been thinking about good memories, known you for a long time, and a lot of good times. Oh, there's some dust right here. Hold on a second. Yeah, just had to dust that off, like especially that one right there. You see that? Anyway, yeah, I remember this one time. Brooke is a funny guy. Y'all probably know that, but it's dry, so you gotta be on your game to catch it. But I remember you guys were in Kansas City. We pulled in. I was flying a trip, and I was coming to see you, and you guys were waiting. I was really proud. I was pretty new to the airline thing, and we pulled into the gate, and I come walking up, and you guys were out there, and I see Brooke, and I'm all feeling pretty good about myself, and Brooke, in just that real dry tone, he's like, "Hey, you left your lights on," and he got me. That was pretty funny because I was like, "Oh!" I looked back at the airplane, and he probably didn't realize this, but it happens. I mean, I could see myself doing that because you pull into the gate, and we used to turn our lights on to have the next crew check all the lights and make sure they're working. So yeah, that was pretty funny. Got me good on that one.
And if Brooke was an animal, I think he would be a dog. You know, a dog is man's best friend.
Have to be a guard dog, and most certainly a German Shepherd, because he's highly trained, he's completely loyal, and he would give his life to protect me.
An eagle. He has literally and figuratively soared high with the bravest and the best. Nice looking, fierce inside.
An elephant, I know that's strange, but I did my research, and elephants are very wise, they're very smart, and they can recall information from a long time ago, and I know Dad can do that. He's very smart. And elephants also are very loving. They rely on their family, and they want that kind of community with their family. And I know, Dad, you're very strong with your family, so.
And I want to say Allegra probably describes you the most. Courageous, but also very in love.
I think if you were an animal, you'd be a wolverine. They're very strong. They do their own thing. They love the cold. Their fur is very valuable on the market, and their teeth are pretty good too.
I love this question. My first thought is that you would be a kitten because, number one, you really don't like people that much. Number two, you are sweet and quiet and cuddly. But then I think, no, he would be a lion because you're very strong and authoritative. But really, when it comes down to it, the animal that you would most definitely be, and I think you know why, is a police dog.
I'll say a wildcat because he's tough, He's loyal. He loves his family. He still loves his hometown and his community. And he would do anything for you.
A bear, because it will protect your own at all costs, and honestly, the beard on your face kind of makes me think of a bear.
If Dad could be any animal, I'd say it'd be like a wolf or maybe like a wolf puppy, because he likes hugs. He's really loving, but he's also, the alpha male. So that's where the wolf comes in.
My first reaction would be to say he's a wolf because of the strong ties to a pack and to a family, while also being a leader, being an alpha wolf.
This is me best friend on the course, me gopher. As you might remember in the classic movie Caddyshack, the course superintendent, Sandy McFetish, was instructed to kill every gopher on the course, to which he puts his best man on, Mr. Carl Spackler, and he proceeds to blow up the entire course in an attempt to kill all the gophers. You see the gopher, the little brown furry rodent? He is very tenacious, just like you, my good man. He is sly and cunning, and he is sneaky. And he is very loyal to his family. He's got lots of little small rodents running around the place, and they reproduce like rabbits, they do. They've got lots of young'uns. So this is my good man, me wee little rodent, and he's rather cute, just like you are, sir. And so every time I play, I take my gopher off of the driver, and I usually hit it in the woods or in the water maybe, or occasionally in the grass, but anyway, that's the rodent for you, my man.
I thought of a bear, a mama bear who guards her cubs, but also a big teddy bear, because you are sentimental and very loyal to your family and your country, which I think is also your best trait, is loyalty.
When I think of Dad, I think of the many voicemails he's left me. They're always silly and they're always brighten my day, but they're just kind of shocking. Like, listen. But they're very quirky and they're very unexpected.
When I think of Brooke, I see a man of many contrasts. Someone who is a man of few words, but many, many deep, deep thoughts. And he's also a deep thinker. Also, he's very quietly caring and, thinks of other people, but then he also demonstrates this through his action and his concern for others. And he doesn't seek praise, he doesn't seek the limelight, he prefers to stay kind of incognito and under the radar, but loving words that are spoken by his loved ones, words of appreciation, feed his heart and his soul. They have great meaning for him, I know.
The best word that describes Brooke is the word charming. Brooke has always been so charming, and it's just a quality that I think he was born with. I think he could charm anyone. And growing up, he just oozed charm. And everybody loved Brooke. He was everybody's favorite. In the family, in the extended families, at church, in the community. Brooke was very charming, and he always has been. And I can remember going to church, and everybody loved Brooke. All the old folks at Gravel Hill loved Brooke. Everybody loves Brooke. So I think he's a very charming guy. And he can't help it that he's got Hollywood good looks to go with it. It helps.
I'm so proud of him. He has accomplished a lot in life, and I have his report card, so to speak, on a lot of it in a notebook, and he knows about it.
What do I think about when I think of Brooke? A little boy full of military dreams.
What would I consider your best trait? There's a lot, but if I had to narrow it down to two, is you can make people feel incredibly loved. Whether you're mad at us, whether anything we did, you never fail to make us feel loved, and that's why we always love coming home to you. So, and also your patience with answering questions. I mean, even when raising 4 kids, the amount of questions we must have asked you probably drove you crazy, but you stayed patient with us and helped us through life. So
you have so many amazing traits that it's hard to pick just one, but I would have to say overall, I love your loyalty, your humor, your strength. No, maybe it's your ability to lead. I don't know. I just know that I love you, and you are so many things all wrapped up into one beautiful person.
As a writer, he is very creative and innovative, and I know Shelley could attest to that. He's also a mentor to his children. I've watched him mentor the kids so many, many times, and that's why they're such wonderful people. He's also a gardener. He's a lover of art and music. You would never guess it, but he is. He's a caring and loving husband, as Jenny would say over and over again. And he's also, the most important of all, he's a devoted follower of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
when I think of Dad, I think about 3 things: back massages, zots, and loud sneezes.
Uncle Brooke's best trait is his kindness and honesty.
When I think about Brooke, I think about how awesome you are. Awesome. You're an awesome person. Probably the most awesome brother-in-law I've ever had. And if I had one word to describe you, it would be most awesome. You're just an awesome person. You're awesome in your career. You're awesome as a father. You're awesome. And you've been a good, awesome brother-in-law.
I think of his challenges, his wisdom, and also sort of just a fierce tenderness, I think, is something I would use to describe Dad, in the way that he is fiercely loyal, yet tender in his gentleness and loving.
Brooke's best trait is his wrist. His wrists are something else. I remember whenever I first met him, I walked up to shake his hand, and I was like, wow, those are some wrists right there.
He also has what I would call a world-class sense of humor, and he loves practical joking. And you know what? One of these years, his wife is going to figure out what the April Fool's joke is going to be.
I'd say his best trait is his wisdom. It's really incredible how much he knows, and just almost everything. It's so cool. I just pray one day I can be like that.
And above all, he has great patience, because he puts up with his mother-in-law all these years. So he probably deserves a medal just for that alone.
Dad's best trait is his thoughtfulness. He understands and he learns people, which I think is a really amazing gift that he has. He learns people and is thoughtful in the way that he treats people, the way he gives gifts to people, in the way that he compliments people, and the way that he leads and challenges people.
When I think of you, I remember the times that you helped me with ACSC, and I really appreciate that. We had a lot of fun exchanges. Also, I think about our top secret in-law network, which, well, I can't say any more about that because others will have to see this.
And advice for him on his happy birthday would be to try to be understanding to the people. You have many people that look up to you, love you. Just continue to set a good example and be understanding to a lot of your family members and people you meet on the street.
Our advice for a 51-year-old is figure out how to make it to 52. And then call me back and tell me what you did so I can figure out how to make it to 52 as well.
Loosen up, lighten up, try to live stress-free and happy for your next 51 years.
Brooke, just keep going. You're just getting started, because down the road you're going to have some grandchildren, and I predict that you are going to be the most loving, doting grandpa.
And as far as advice for a 51-year-old, since I haven't been there yet, I really can't say much other than keep doing what you're doing. I love you. Come visit me more. Maybe that would be one bit of advice. We'd love to have you out here in Colorado sometime soon.
Some advice that I could give you. Now, I know you're way older than me, and you'd probably be better off giving me advice, but my advice to you is just take other people's advice and give out knowledge to other people as much as you can, and help teach people your great ways, because I know you have a lot of knowledge.
It's cheesy, but be compassionate, be adventurous, and be happy. So,
what advice do I have for you turning 51? I think you should start playing golf. So you go ahead and get started. We'll do it together, and let's do it.
Probably a piece of advice I'd give to my dad. One thing I heard off a TV show, Monk, was one of the guys, he saw a car and there was a bumper sticker on the back of the car, and all it said was happiness was a choice. That car was on fire and everything bad had happened to it, but the guy whose car it was still happy because he chose to be. So that's kind of something, is from a dumb TV show, but something I kind of try to live by at least, but that'd probably be my piece of advice.
Keep doing what you're doing. Find contentment and happiness every day. And I think you do a good job of that already.
My advice for a 51-year-old would be to first look at what you've done, look at what's kept you happy in your life. I figured you might say kids. You had a lot of them go through your household. And then look ahead to your life and say, oh, well, they're all moving out now. So that being said, I think my advice to you would be get a dog or maybe two to keep you company once your kids are all moved out.
Hooty hoo, happy birthday, Dad, we love you.
Happy birthday, I love you.
I love you lots. Happy birthday, dear.
Happy birthday, Brooke. I love you.
We love you, Brooke, and we wish you a very happy birthday. Love you.
Amen. Bye. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Brooke.
Happy birthday, Uncle Brooke. I love you.
I love you, Brooke, and I hope you have a great birthday.
Peace. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dad. I love you. Have a super-duper birthday with a cherry on top.
But happy birthday, Dad. I love you so much.
Happy birthday, and just have a great time on your birthday. Thanks so much for being a great uncle.
Happy birthday.
And one other thing, Brooke, I forgot to tell you. This hat right here is the very cap I purchased in 1994 in the old country herself, in the land of the Scots. And I gave it to the old man, the granddad, the family golfer that we loved and we missed very much. And I thought I'd show you the other shrine in the golf bathroom, which every self-respecting golf house has, the old golf bathroom. And this is myself and my granddad, and I know he loved you. He loved you very much as well, like his own son. There it is. Bye-bye.
Hello, friends.